All right, everybody, settle down. No? Did I hear someone say no? That was you. Good morning. I love the energy this morning. Thank you for coming. My name is the Reverend Walter Clark. My pronouns are he and they. And good morning and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Wayne County. I am not your worship associate this morning. Peter Shantz, who is our worship associate, called me this morning and let me know he had a bit of a rough night. He's fine, but he needed to take a break. So I was like, all right, Peter, I got you. So he's going to be okay, but I'm here in his stead. Thank you. Thank you for coming this morning for worship. We are a diverse congregation that welcomes you as you are, regardless of age, ethnicity, race, sexual orientation, gender identity, economic status, or physical ability. We come together to seek deeper meaning and understanding from each other and the world around us. And your presence today is a gift, and it brings us all closer together. Many of you may know we are an active community that lives its values beyond 10 to 11 on Sunday morning, and I would like to call your attention to the following announcements. The committee fair is today. What's a committee fair, you may ask? After the service, we will have representatives from all of our various committees set up on tables, willing, eager, dare I say, to answer your questions about what these committees do and how you can be a part. This is probably one of the most exciting things our congregation does, because our congregation is run by y'all. You are the ones who make things happen by your participation in things like membership, like the choir, like the leadership development team, the facilities. So many of these committees, you think they do small things, but every single thing is important, and there is something out there for you. So I encourage you to visit the tables, ask them the most difficult questions about what their committee does, and ask them what would fit for you, how you can serve, how you can be a part of this community. And please, I have one rule. If you're going to join a committee, do something you love. Do something you love. Y'all ready for next week? Haven't even started service. Next week is Religious Exploration Sunday. We are kicking off our RE season. And to kick it off, we are doing a blessing of the backpacks. How many of you know what that is? Right? All of you who are students, right? Like this young person up here, are going to be starting school. You probably already started school, and you've got your backpack, right? We're going to come in, ask you to bring your backpack. We're going to bless the backpacks so the community's love and support can carry them through the year. And of course, they get a little swag. There's a little tag that's going to remind them of the love of this community, that's going to help be attached to their backpack and be a reminder to them. By the way, school year, this is also for our teachers. I know you got backpacks, messenger bags, whatever it is. Y'all need blessed too. Y'all need blessed too. So don't be afraid to bring your stuff. Also, next week after service, the Safety Committee will be hosting an interactive presentation about the power of hello, keeping us safe in de-escalation conversations. I hate that we have to have this workshop end. There are people who may come into our community who might want to stir up some trouble. And there are ways to de-escalate that live into our values. And they're very, very important. And the great thing is we have somebody who is really, really good at this kind of stuff, who's going to be leading the workshop, Adam Keating. Yay! Yes! And the best thing is, we're going to be going over some serious things, but there is a great power to welcoming somebody new. One thing I want to ask you all, do you remember the very, very, very first time you came in here? Right. That took a lot of bravery. It took a lot. Remembering that moment, remembering that people when they first walk in are taking a risk. How to meet them in that moment and how to let them know they're welcome is also going to be a part of this. Lastly, had a conversation with our wonderful music director, and we started thinking about what we're doing for our autumn equinox service. And I think one of the things we're going to do is a canned food drive with that. So not this Sunday, but next Sunday, we're going to ask folks to bring in an item of canned food so that we can share it with a local food pantry. Probably, I'm always big on Homeward Bound, but there are probably some other places we'll talk about. But the main thing is, we are a group that has a lot. And it's good to share because there are a lot of people, especially nowadays, who need more help than ever. And if help is ours to give, is it not our responsibility to do so? So I encourage you, think about that coming up in 2 weeks. Bring an item of canned food. Now, Walter, what's up with the tables? Some of our regulars here will know. We do monthly exploratory services. Myself, Kelly Chandler, Sharon, we work together to offer an alternative worship experience because worship is not always the same thing consistently every time. And everybody learns and takes in things differently. Yes, where are my teachers at again? Right? We all know that when you teach, you have various ways of getting people to learn and understand concepts. This is an opportunity for us to step outside of our comfort zones and to try worship in a different way. For some ways, it's going to be a lot more accessible to folks. But for everyone, we worship, we question where you use. We love questions. We listen, and we explore together, just like we do every Sunday. This is a worship experience that is both personal and communal. And after this spiritual exploration, you'll be called back to your seat, and we will share water communion. How many of you brought water? All right. For all of you who didn't raise your hands, no judgment, right? Yeah, the only reason I brought water is because my wife put it out on the counter next to my keys before I left the house today. If you didn't bring water, we have water for you to share. What we are concerned about is that you brought yourself, for that is what is needed. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming in and sharing worship with us this morning. Put down your troubles. Open your heart. Place your cell phones into worship mode and join us now in a time of worship. The fact that she's so comfortable to come up here is a miracle. Oh. Mm-hmm. Sliding this morning is The Spirit of Water by Katie Gelfland. We light this chalice as a symbol of reunion. We reunite in this sanctuary to share the flow of our hearts with one another. We gather together in ritual to celebrate our fountains of joy, to hold each other through storms of grief, to guide one another through rapids of transformation, to rest together on ponds of stillness. Together, we honor the spirit of water in its many forms and its life-giving essence. Now, rise in body or spirit as we sing our opening hymn, Rivers of Grace. The choir, since this is a newer song, is going to sing through the first verse once for you to listen and to understand the melody. Then afterwards, they will repeat the first verse. Y'all can stand up, it's okay. I see half of you are perched and ready. Once they have sung the first verse, they will repeat it, and this is where you come in. Please join me with a full heart as we sing Rivers of Grace. Faith. Nope. Our faith. Our faith is centered in the belief that we can make this world a better place. And doesn't it need it right now? In order to realize that vision, we need both the motivation and the means. And your donation helps the community put its faith into action by supporting our programming, our faculty, and our facilities. And each month, we choose an agency to receive half of our donations that are not designated for another purpose. And in September, we will share that half with People to People Ministries. People to People is an emergency needs ministry that helps those in need when there's no place else to turn. And in any society, a number of individuals will experience a crisis during their lifetime in which they are unable to obtain adequate food, shelter, or clothing. And the purpose of People to People Ministries is to provide immediate, realistic, and a compassionate response to people when those basic needs are not being met through any other program. Any one of us could be in a situation where that could happen. There's that old phrase, if there but for the grace of God go I. Sometimes we need a little extra help because the world can be cruel. This is the opportunity for those of us who are able to share to do so, to help restore a little dignity, a little humanity, and a little compassion to people who deserve it. For those of you who are watching online, don't carry cash, you can donate on our website. You can scan the QR code that is on the screen or on your orders of service. The offering will now be collected and very, very gratefully received. Please join me now in our unison reading as we dedicate our offering. Let us be grateful when we are able to give, for many do not have that privilege. Let us be grateful for those who share their gifts with us, for we are enriched by their giving. Let us be grateful even for our needs, so that we may learn from the generosity of others. Chris, I turned my microphone on, so I shouldn't need the pulpit one. I can tell there's fun technical issues. This is the world we live in. It's water communion. And the thing about water is that water is sacred. Water gives life. It is often the center of a community, whether it be the local well where people gather and get their water for the day, the stream where people settle near so they can have access to water, and shipping and fishing. Water is life. This morning, we're going to spiritually explore the depth and complexity of water in a very personal way. We have 5 different stations, as we've done for the last few years, to show how water and community are connected. You'll notice in the center of the sanctuary, we have a table with a river flowing down the middle. On our river, we have little individual pieces. It's not the prettiest river, I know, but that's okay. We have pieces of paper on the river with water drops on them. As individuals, we are like drops of water. We offer our different gifts, our talents, aspects of ourselves to this community. And I want to say, when we talk about offering gifts, there are a lot of us who feel we have no gifts to offer. Your presence is a gift. You being you is enough of a gift to add to this community. So as we go through the different stations, I will encourage you to visit our river and to think about what you bring to this community. Whether it be just the word myself, listening, humor, song, compassion, whatever you feel you bring, no matter how small, I encourage you to write it on one of the drop of water pieces of paper. And then leave it on the river. So if we are drops of water, what does the river represent? That's our community, right? The water falls into the river. How many of you know that wonderful business buzzword, synergy? Right? Synergy is something being more than the whole of its parts. Yeah, that's basically what it means. And that's what our river is. That's what our community is. We all bring our individual gifts and they become something greater. When you are visiting our river, thinking about what UUFWC is, I want you to write down on that river what you think it either is. So I'm going to say, what do I think this place is? I think very obviously, I'm going to put down openness. Because we get to be ourselves. And ourselves are welcome in this place. And I'm also going to write down what I think this place could be. And I'm going to write community haven, a place where we welcome anyone who's looking for a home, where we give someone a chance to offer their full selves here. We do it now, but I want more. The other thing about water is it refreshes. It's needed. How many of you can go without water? Good luck on that one. We need water. We need water to survive. We need water to refresh ourselves. This station here is your opportunity to receive water. I'm sure some of you will come and say, well, I want to be a pour. All right, you can pour. Pour a glass of water and offer it to someone. Just a glass of water. Knowing that it is good to receive. Knowing that it is good to have your needs met, to be seen as who you are, and to enjoy all of the offering that this community has, that the world has. May you be refreshed. We also have service. Water is needed to survive, and water cleanses. Water repairs. For those of you familiar, this is probably the most intimate of all of the stations. We have these baby wipes here, and for those of you who worry about allergies, these are basically just water. No perfumes, no dyes, no nothing. Water wipes. Sit down and have someone wash your hands with the wipe. This is the most vulnerable station because you are asking someone to take care of you, to be vulnerable in that moment. And vulnerability is the hardest thing. And each one of us needs to be taken care of at some time. How many of you like to take care of people? Good. Then you don't mind being taken care of either. I know that's not true. But it's important. It's hugely important because you have to be vulnerable with the people who love you sometimes. That's the only way they see who you truly are. And oftentimes, they will love you more for it. And finally, our last station, this one should be familiar, is our Joys and Sorrows station. I'm going to be manning this station. And this is where we come in, place our worries for the week on a stone, and let them be washed away. Or place our joys upon the stone, and let them ripple out. And as always, I will be here. If someone wants to meet up with me later, let me know. After service, we'll set up an appointment. Trying to see, I know Cheryl is here from our pastoral care team. You can't miss Cheryl. She's in her beautiful yellow sweatshirts. And I don't see, is Steve here? There he is, down in front. I always look over the people in front. Steve's right there. He's also on our pastoral care team. For the next 20-some minutes, I'm going to invite you to go to stations as you feel called. I fully expect you all to be talking to each other at this time because there's no way I could keep you quiet. And that's good. Talk to each other about what you see, what you're feeling, what you're thinking. Take the time you need at each station. Think about what it offers to you and what it says about community. And if you're like me and you can't remember what I just said, there's little descriptions at each of the stations for you. Sharon, are you going to be playing for us while we do that? Sharon will play. I'm going to ring a bell like every 5 minutes in case you get lost in the station to remind you that if you want to switch, it's time. Talk. Explore. Join in. Kelly?
Sorry, Reverend Walter was riffing, so I'm going to find my spot in the script here. So in this tradition, we will explore our connectedness and how we empower each other and, in turn, this community. We took note of the 5 stations that are set up around the sanctuary, and during spiritual exploration, you'll have the opportunity to move around and interact with these installations. However, moving around is not required. You are in charge of your worship experience today, and so I invite you to do whatever is you feel most called to do in the moment. Meditate in your seat, move from one installation to another at your own pace, talk quietly with a neighbor, or don't. If you are one of those people who feels called to do it all and see it all, then you'll want to listen for the chime. When you hear this sound, that means that it is time to move to another station if you have not done so already. And one thing I ask of you, if you find yourself at an installation next to someone who is not as able as you are to access it, perhaps a child who can't read or someone who is hard of hearing, reach out and offer to help that person access this experience as an affirmation of our shared value of interdependence. All right.
can we give Chris a hand, because he doesn't often get to participate in worship in the way that a lot of us do, and he does such wonderful work. So thank you, Chris, for bringing your gifts to this congregation. So let's take a minute. I want you to reflect at your experiences at each of these stations. And in just a moment, I'm going to call folks up for the water communion ceremony. And when we do the ceremony, what I would encourage you to do, one, logistically, is come up this aisle and then come this way, so we're all going in the same direction down here. Because if we have too much cross congestion when people are carrying water, we have spillage, right? Same thing over on this side. As you come down, I encourage you, once again, look at everything here that's at the table. Look at some of the gifts that people have. Look at the presents people are bringing. Look at the hopes and aspirations for what this community could be. And know that you're a part of it, a welcome, beautiful, needed part of it. As you come, this is our bowl of water. This is the water we used from last year. It's been boiled and frozen, so it's sterile-ish. Please don't drink it. But pour some of your water that you brought with you into the bowl. I'm going to, real quick, add mine. For those of you who know me, this is from the water of the Allegheny River. It's got something floating in it. I'm going to try to not get that in there. And that's a sacred place to me. It's a deeply beautiful and spiritual place to me. And I think about how the gifts it gives me echo through this community. If you didn't bring water, it's okay. Pour some from the pitcher. Think about your gifts. Think about your talents. And then once you've done so, go this way. Unless you're coming on this side, go that way. As we do our water communion ceremony. But again, think about what you bring. And think about what this community brings to you. Please, as you were called, join us now to share our water. Before we bless the water, I want to make a comment. This is the first time I've noticed this at water communion, and maybe it's just me. But people poured water from their water bottles that they brought to drink water from. And I cannot think of a more beautiful gesture than donating something that you brought to sustain yourself to the community. For those of you who did that, maybe didn't even realize that, oh my gosh, it's water communion. What am I going to do? I have water on me. I have what is part of me already. And that is good enough. Thank you. Thank you for that gift. I want to share with you this blessing of our water by Erica Hewitt. Here mingled together are the shared gifts of our lives. These waters represent the promises and aspirations that we make to one another, members of this beloved community. As we enter into a space of quiet, let us consider the part of ourselves that fears giving out love freely. In this space of quiet, let us resolve not to withhold our love, but to follow love's path and its progress wherever it leads. Source of all, who embraces and sustains all life, this water which we have collected and share holds the mystery and miracle of love. May this water be blessed with the love of this community. May our own bodies, filled with rivers of breath, be blessed with life energy and wellness to carry us through our days. May our home, this blue-green planet with its mountains and seas and ice caps, be held in sacred keeping, blessed through our stewardship and care. As we strive to bring our gifts to this beloved community and to this difficult, beautiful world, let us never doubt the strength of our hearts, nor the depth of our love for each other and this world. May it be so. I now invite you to rise in body or spirit and to sing our most favorite closing hymn, Blue Boat Home, 1060. In the teal hymnal, the words are on the screen. Go out into the world in peace, my droplets of water. Leave here knowing that you can sustain this community and that this community sustains you in your works and in your presence. And to remember that, I encourage all of you who brought your containers who are now empty, after the service, come dip them back into the water. Take some of that water from the community home. Water your gardens. Water your houseplants. Do not water your pets with it. Do not drink it. But let it go back into the earth. Let it sustain and let it grow. Let it be a part. Let this community change the world. May it be so. Before our postlude, I do have to remind you all, the committee council fair is right after this. Now, some of you are going to go get coffee. Great. Love it. While you're doing that, some of our committee or membership team are going to be moving some things around and setting up tables. I would encourage those of you who are hearty of body and spirit to maybe help them out a little bit. And then come and engage with the folks of our community. You don't have to join a committee, but there are some wonderful people who would love to talk to you about all of the great things that this community can do, that you can be a part of. Ding.